Did you know that you can get European citizenship? And there's actually a few ways to do it. And yes, even as an American. If you're ready for that plan B and to have the option to live out the rest of your days in Europe, then listen up. Getting citizenship in Europe might sound daunting, but it doesn't have to be. In today's video, I'm going to go over who can get European citizenship, how you can get it, how long it takes, and stick around till the end because I'm going to cover the easiest countries in Europe where you can get citizenship. Okay, let's dive right in. So the first question I often get is, can anyone get European citizenship? And the answer is yes, if you meet certain requirements. So there's a few ways that you can qualify for citizenship from a European country. There's actually three main ways, and those are through ancestry or descent, through marriage, or through residency, which just means that you've spent a specific amount of time living in a country legally, and then you can apply. So let's dive a little bit deeper into what each of these entails. Let's start off with citizenship by descent, or sometimes called citizenship by ancestry. So in some European countries, if you have a parent, grandparent, or even sometimes a great-grandparent that is a citizen or was a citizen of a specific country, then you may be eligible to apply for citizenship from that country by descent. So the process does vary by country, but typically it entails gathering specific documents like birth certificates, marriage certificates, proof of ancestry, just showing your lineage and connection to that ancestor or relative, and submitting and then waiting. So two of the most popular countries in Europe that actually offer citizenship by descent are Italy and Ireland. So if you suspect that you have Italian or Irish descent, then check out my blog post below that give an in-depth overview of how to go down this path. Next is citizenship by marriage. So this is pretty self-explanatory. If you are married to a citizen of a European country, then there is most likely a pathway for you to gain citizenship as the spouse. Now, just because you're married to a citizen from a country in Europe doesn't mean you automatically get citizenship. It's just kind of like a fast track to being able to apply for citizenship. Last is citizenship by residency. This route involves fulfilling certain residency requirements. So that typically means living in a country legally from anywhere from 5 to 10 years. Also, sometimes you're going to have a language proficiency exam that you have to pass and show some kind of cultural integration, and that will be measured usually with an exam. So if you're open to playing that long game to European citizenship and you don't qualify for the other two options I mentioned, then this is a great pathway to get that European passport. If you're interested in learning more about which visas will let you live in Europe so that you can fulfill these residency requirements, then check out my digital book, I'm Outta Here, An American's Ultimate Visa Guide to Living in Europe. I go over the 18 easiest countries to live in Europe based on over 50 viable visa options. So let's talk about the second most frequent question that I get asked, and that is how? How can I get European citizenship? So the process is gonna vary from country to country, but I'm gonna go over here a general sequence of events that you're going to have to go through to apply for citizenship. Number one is to check the citizenship requirements. So if you wanna get EU citizenship, then you're gonna have to make sure that you meet the requirements. So understand which countries that you want to move to and you can move to by looking to see what the requirements are, how difficult it is for you to meet those, and what is the timeline? So how long is it going to take you to meet all of those requirements? This is going to give you a good idea if this is a realistic option for you. So for example, if you have your heart set on France, but see that there is a language requirement to French citizenship, and you aren't that great at languages and don't see yourself learning French at a proficient level, then maybe France isn't an option for you. The next step is that you need to establish residency in that European country. Now, if you're getting citizenship through descent or ancestry, you most likely will not have to fulfill this requirement. And that just means that you don't have to live in the country in order to qualify for citizenship. But if you're married to a European citizen or you want to try to get citizenship through residency, then you're going to have to establish that residency first. And to do that, you're going to need to obtain a visa and or permit in order to live in that country legally. So just make sure there's a visa and permit that you qualify for, and make sure that that visa and permit qualifies for residency to obtain your citizenship. And I say that because, for example, if you are in Spain on a student visa, then that is not eligible for citizenship. You have to be in Spain on a different type of visa in order to apply for citizenship. So those years here as a student do not count. All right, so you have checked the citizenship requirements, you have established residency in a foreign country, and now, number 3, you just have to meet those requirements. Now, with meeting requirements, we've already mentioned the residency requirements and possible language requirement, but there's going to be a lot of other things that you're going to have to supply. Things such as a criminal background check or even your birth certificate or marriage certificate. And sometimes those have to be translated as well. So just make sure you have crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's when it comes time to apply. And actually hiring an immigration lawyer can help make this process a lot smoother and just ensure that you have fulfilled every step of the process. Step number 4, now that you've met all of the requirements, all that's left to do is to apply. Now, the day that you apply for citizenship is just the start of another process. So unfortunately, you do not get an automatic yes or no. Practicing patience is key because it can take some time to get approval for your citizenship application. This can be anywhere from several months to several years. Which leads me to my next question that I always get, and that is, how long does it take to get European citizenship? So that's going to depend on a few different things. One is the pathway. Is that through descent, through marriage, or through residency? And also, are you asking how long does it take until you're eligible to apply, or how long does it take for the actual yes confirmation after you have applied? So let's take it one by one. So citizenship by descent, what is the timeline? Well, you don't have to wait any time period before you can apply. You just need to have all the documents ready before you can submit. Now, once you submit, how long does it take you to get an approval to actually have that citizenship in your hand? Well, that can take anywhere from a few months to a few years. It really just depends on the country and on how backed up they are at the consulate or embassies. Citizenship by marriage timeline. This is probably one of the fastest routes. Usually this may have a residency requirement of about a year. So after a year, you can go ahead and apply and then just wait for your approval. And the last option is probably the most popular, and that's the citizenship by residency timeline. So for most countries, you're going to have to wait about 10 years before you can actually apply. Now, there are exceptions in some countries like Portugal, France, Spain, and Germany. So let's talk about those countries. But before we do that, I just want to see, are there any dual citizens out there or anyone interested in getting dual citizenship? If so, drop in the comments, write dual citizen for me so I know that you're out there. So the next question I always get asked is, what country in Europe is the easiest one to get citizenship? And this is going to cover those exceptions that I just mentioned. So the notion of easy can vary based on individual circumstances, but really what we're talking about here are countries that have a shorter residency requirement. So in the case of Portugal, you just have to live there for 5 years legally before you can apply for citizenship. So this is so much faster than the 10 years that you have to wait in most European countries. France is the same. After 5 years, you may be eligible to apply for citizenship as well. In Germany, there are paths that you can apply for citizenship after only living there for 7 or 8 years. So Spain really takes the cake here. Usually you have to live in Spain for 10 years before you can apply for citizenship, but they do have a fast track route for people who have citizenship from certain qualifying Latin American countries. And that fast track means that you can apply for citizenship in Spain after only 2 years of living in Spain legally. I have a video on that if you'd like more information. Please check it out. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. And if you're new here, my name is Cepee, rhymes with Peppy, from She Hit Refresh. And I teach women age 30 and over how to move abroad sooner rather than never. I myself made a move from Texas to Spain in 2015 at the age of 35. I've been here for about 8 years now, and I have to say it was the best decision I made in my 30s. If you're looking for more resources to help you with your move to Europe, again, please check out my digital book, I'm Outta Here, An American's Ultimate Visa Guide to Living in Europe, where I break down the 18 easiest countries to move to in Europe based on over 50 viable visa options. If you're a woman age 30 and over, please join my next Move Abroad After 30 masterclass. You can find the link below and also join my free Facebook community. Link below as well. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, give me a like, turn on notifications, and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on any future Move Abroad content.